Hi Elaine, or Tim, should you be watching this as well. This is the tutorial I promised that I was going to make for you guys to help show how to administer and run and maintain and edit your website. Elaine, I've been talking with you over Facebook, so you kind of know that there's a lot of construction drama and contractors and stuff going in and out of the house and making all kinds of noises and stuff. So I do apologize if you hear anything loud or obnoxious in the background of this. Hopefully it won't be too bad. But anyways, let me show you a couple of things here that you're going to need to know. The first thing, let me open up a new internet browser here. Okay, the company that is hosting your website is Weebly. So if you go to www.weebly.com, you're going to pull up their page, and this is where you will log in order to admin your website. So once you have this pulled up in a browser, I suggest you bookmark this to your favorites so you can return here again easily in the future anytime you want to do something pertaining to your website. Now, a few things I want to go over with you real quick. I'm going to open up your website here in another browser window. Okay, now normally the fees associated with a website are twofold. First, you have to actually pay for this URL right here, this web address or domain. Okay, as you know, we have already purchased this dive-on-in poolservices.com URL domain for you. It is renewed annually, and it's $39.99 or $39.95, something like that, every year. So I have already purchased for you for this year, and it will renew again in May, and you will be notified when it's time to renew. And I'll get into how to renew in this video as well. But this right here, the way I have you set up right now, is going to be your only expense once a year. Now, typically the other expense for a website, and you probably already know this, it's actually the hosting. It's where your website and all the graphics and the text and the information, where it's housed out there on the internet, so to speak. And it's called hosting. Most places charge like $9.99 up to $100, $150 sometimes, even for hosting, just to have this space out there. And the reason why I like this web host that I have chosen for you, this Weebly, I always trip over saying it though, Weebly, is because they have a free option which normally meets the needs of smaller businesses, and which I think is great for you. If you scroll down your web page, you'll see right here, create a free website with Weebly. That's the only disadvantage, if you see it as a disadvantage, to using their free hosting plan. You just have that little notation right there, that advertising on your web page. So if for some reason you would like to remove that and have that taken off, you can purchase a monthly plan and that'll be gone. So it's kind of up to you if you feel like this right here is worth a monthly fee or not. And that's pretty much it. So I just wanted to let you know the two costs, and you have the free plan. And I wanted to explain too, that you do have this annual fee here for this. So going back to the hosting company's main web page, you can see over here in the right hand corner it says login. Obviously that's where you're going to sign in order to administer your website. I will send you an email in private that will have your login information, your username, and your password. I'm obviously not going to put it here in the video. I don't want to put that out live when I launch this tutorial on YouTube, so nobody can see it. But I do want to go over a couple of things here on the home page. as you can see right here on their main website, their marketing page, it shows a website, and then over here it shows a mobile phone or a mobile application. So again, here's a website, and then here's what it looks like on the phone. This is another reason why I love this hosting provider for you guys and for other small businesses. Not only do you have a really aesthetically appealing look on a computer, but you also do on, the iPhone and Android phones. As you can see, they automatically, and this is included in the free package, will format this so it looks nice on a phone. So you have a mobile version of your website as well. I don't know if you've tried pulling up your website yet on a phone, but you'll see that it's formatted nicely. You don't have to use the scroll bars to move around. They do a pretty good job with that for a free service. So I did want to let you know that you have that as well. And then this just kind of gives you a demo here on their home page of how easy it is to maneuver around the site and design the site and change your text and things like that. You'll literally see when I go in to show you this, you have all these options of things that you can do on the left-hand side as an administrator. And let's say you want to add something, you can just click it and drag it and then let up off your mouse button. And you can put your elements over on this side of the page, which is the design of your actual website. But I'll get into that again in a minute. Okay, and then again, this is just kind of talking about how it does the formatting for the phones, for the mobile apps. And you already know this, you can post videos and photos and everything looks really good and high quality in HD. This lets you know that you can do some easy blogging on a website if you want to, and as you know, I do have you set up for a blog, so I will show you in this video as well how to go ahead and access that and put some content up. You can link to social media, which right now all you have is a Facebook page, and as you can see right here, we do have a link up on your website that opens up your Facebook page. And let's see, search engine optimization. As a free service, again, they make sure that you can be found on all of the major search engines, which is just absolutely wonderful. So as you can see right here, it says make sure that you're up in Google, Yahoo, and Bing. And I know that that was something you definitely wanted to make sure of. So if you happen to open up Google and test this, you'll see that you are all set to go. And like I said, this is included as a free service from Weebly. So, oops, okay, so Google, and I'm going to type in dive on in pool services. I'm going to copy that for just a second. But if I do a search, okay, you can see right here, you pull up on the Google's result page. This is your website right here. So you're listed with Google. So I'm going to go ahead and close this now that I've just verified that it's in Google. And if you type in the name of your company again in Yahoo and you click search, you're going to see that your website is right here again on the results page for Yahoo. So they do a really good job of making sure that you stay listed out there in the search engines. So I'm going to close this. Okay, and then now we're going to just test Bing so I can show you that they do really good with the search engine optimization. Okay, and there you are on Bing search results right there at the top. So anybody that is in Florida in your service area and they type in your name to pull up your website, they're going to find you. So that's also great. That's included for free as well. And then just a few other things that I want to remember to mention here is it has built-in site analytics included in the free service, which is wonderful. You can track, how many visitors you get a day, what pages they go to on your website. It gives you some pretty valuable feedback too if you ever want to analyze how your website is doing for you. You also will find that you're going to get monthly updates to your email address. That will also let you know the statistics, but there's also a way inside the administrative section where you can check on that as well. Okay, and down here it talks about the plans and the pricings that they offer. And again, the zero, the free, I thought was just absolutely perfect for you guys. I didn't think that you really needed to pay for anything. But like I said, should you decide to, you can go ahead and upgrade. And it looks like the next pricing package up would be $4 a month. And then the next one up would be $8 a month. And should you be interested in that too, once you get in, you'll be able to see what the differences are and the advantages to it. But like I said, the free does just about everything that you really need. And I believe that that's everything on the home page I wanted to remember to mention to you. So I'm going to go ahead and log in here. I'm going to pause the video for a second and I'm going to log in so it doesn't record the information that I'm getting ready to type in here. And then I will be right back. Okay, so at this point, we had gone to Weebly.com, www.weebly.com. We clicked on the login button in the upper right-hand corner, and then we signed in. And again, I'm going to send you your username and your password through a secure email. And this is what we see first when we sign in as an administrator. This is your control panel or your dashboard. So just a real quick rundown of a few of these things up here in your navigation bar. If you were to go to domains, for instance, if you wanted to buy a domain name, you would do so here. This really isn't relevant to you since we have already purchased diveoninpoolservices.com. But let's say there was another one that you wanted to purchase and link to the site. You could go ahead and type that in here and click continue, and you could purchase that URL as well for your website. But again, remember I did do a search and diveonin.com was already taken. So this, however, is where you would purchase additional domain names if you were interested. Under my domains, it shows the name that you currently have. And it shows right here the expiration date, so you're good for another year. If for some reason you wanted to go ahead now and purchase an additional year or future years for this domain name, you know you're going to want to keep it, you can go ahead and click on extend, and then you can get yourself set up for that. But like I said, right now it's set up through 2014. Over here you can also set up email. I know right now you use Yahoo, but if for some reason you would prefer to use email through your website here, you could go ahead and set that up. And what that means is you could determine what your email would be like. Say you wanted it to say customer service at diveoninpoolservices.com. You could create an email that is tied in with this URL. I hope that makes sense, but just let me know if you have questions as to what I mean. But you would do that here. If you go over to invites, this is something that you would use if, say, you know other small business owners that would like to have a website and they would like to do it in a cost-effective manner. If you go to invites and you share this on Facebook or Twitter, or if you invite friends to try Weebly, and again here, you kind of just follow what it says. Type in a list of emails. So you could put in a list of email addresses here and click send invites, and it would send an invite to them where you would get credit if they purchase a domain name or a hosting package through Weebly. So they do have, you know, the referral fee. And down at the very bottom, it would just show you your balance. And if somebody was to sign up for a paid service or to purchase a domain or something, you would see your balance here. So this is basically just if you want to, you know, share the info and possibly get a couple of extra dollars. If you go to billing, again, I have you set up right now for the free plan. So there's nothing that you're being billed for. The only cost you have, again, is this domain name. And under billing, you will see that, again, it's set to expire May 16th of 2014. And again, you have the option to click here and extend it. You may or may not want to do that. I don't know. Payment method, there is none in here at this point in time. We did purchase the first year. But what you may want to do when you get in here is click Add, put in your payment method of choice, I should say. And as you can see right here, it tells you auto renewal is currently off. We recommend turning on the auto renew to avoid service disruption. If you put your payment information in here and then you click turn on the auto renew, you don't have to worry about forgetting on May 17th. To pay your bill is what it's saying, is it will automatically charge your card come May 17th, and it will automatically renew your domain for another year. So right now you are not set up for an automatic renewal, and if you want to set that up, you would go to billing, and this is where you'd put in that information. And if you would prefer not to set it up at this time, that's fine. You don't have to. If you look up here, there's a tab that says payment methods, and if you were to input your information, it would be stored here. And your order history tab is over here, which is great if you ever need it to, show your expenses for taxes or whatever. It'll show the date. It'll have a description, like right here it says we purchased the diveoninpoolservices.com domain, and that it was $39.95 for the year. And then it just kind of gives you the ability here to print a receipt too, if you need that for your personal records. If you go to account, this is where you can change your password, and if you want to, just click on the change and make your password anything that you want. You can change your email too. If this is not what you want, you can change that. You can also change the name of who the website's listed for. And I think the rest of it really isn't that relevant. Oh, you know what? If you ever decide that you don't want this up on the web for any reason, maybe somewhere down the road you switch to another hosting provider and you have a different website. If you want to delete this account, you just come down here and you click here to delete your account, and it'll totally close this out and free you up to go with a different hosting provider. So that's pretty much everything in the account. So see, it's pretty simple. And support is just kind of like your FAQ section. So you can do a search here for different topics, but there's frequently asked questions, and you can learn a little bit about the service that they provide through this support center in here. So that's pretty much everything up here on the navigation bar. Of course, up here is where you would go to log out. If you wanted to change to some other language besides English, you could, but I don't see any reason you would need to. Don't really see anything else to go over here. So now I want to show you how to add to your website or edit your website, or the content and the stuff that you actually see on your pages. So here on the home page, when you're under My Sites, you're going to see Dive On In Pool Services website, and that it's a free site. If you wanted, again, to upgrade to one of those paid options, the $4 or the $8 a month, you would click Upgrade, and then you would choose the package that you want. If you want to see what your stats are for this website, you just click on the stats, and it will give you the information. As you can see, there really isn't much history right now because it just started, but it'll tell you how many unique page views and visitors and things like that you had. So you can just kind of play around with that, toggle back and forth between page views, unique visitors, those kinds of things. You can also, when we have your blog set up and running, you can go over here to blog comments, and you'll be able to approve any comments. Like say you put up a post on your blog, somebody writes a comment, you can approve it and it'll post to the website. You can delete. It's almost like an inbox is what it'll look like. So like an email inbox, but it's from your blog. And then over here for form entries, we don't have an actual form, so you know what, we don't have to worry about that. But there's a little tutorial here, as you can see, if you ever need help with that. So I am going to go into the site here. Let me see what's under more. Okay, so again, you know, if you ever wanted to remove the site, you can do it here too. If you wanted to create a copy for some reason, you can. I would suggest if you ever want to play around with this and edit your website, to always go here, copy the site first, and then you can do copy, just a temporary name for right now, copy site. And you see how right here it's copying this website. So, you know what, I'm going to do business, submit. Okay, and it's not published. It's not out there on the web. You can't see it, access it, or anything. But what you can do is you can now go in here and you can make changes to your current website. But if for some reason you accidentally delete it, or delete something on the page, you know, that you wanted, or you screw something up or whatever, you can actually come here and you can delete the site and you've got a copy, and then you can just, you know, go in here and rename your site and all that. So, whoops, I clicked on it, sorry. Go back. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and delete the copy. Okay, so now we just have this. So I'm going to edit our current site. So here we go. And this is how you would make changes to your website. As you can see right now, it's the home page that pulls up. Over here on the left hand side, you're going to find your tools and your options. And over here, you're going to actually see how the website is displayed. Now, as you can see, we're on the home page right here. So let's say we decide that we want to change this greeting text, this first paragraph. You see how when I mouse over things, little boxes appear? Those are different sections or elements, I guess I should say, of the website. So let's say I wanted to change something in here. I want to add something here. I just click. It's just almost like a Word document. Click where I want to put my text and hit a space bar, and then I would type in whatever I would want to type or add. I can click and change the spelling of something. I can add to it. You have your tools here just like you kind of do in Word. You can bold, underline, italicize. You can increase the text. You can make the text smaller. You can change the color. You can add a hyperlink to something, to another website. You know, left justify, center your text, right justify, those kinds of things. Bullets, undo, redo. Pretty much the things that you'd be familiar with if you work in Microsoft Office. So here, you know, is my website title. It's a little bit different from the text here, but I just click on it, and again, I can type, I can do whatever I want. This is the video that I created for you guys right here. And again, this is text, so let's say you wanted to change this for some reason, a different color. You know, you can highlight it and change it to whatever color you want. Pretty easy stuff if you play around with it to figure out how to change your text. If you want to add new text, you're going to add a new element. Let's say you want to add an image and then some text over here. See, there's an image plus text function. I click it, hold it, drag it to where I want it to be, and it's inserted the element option here. So click here to edit. If I click here, I can now type in what I want. So you can put your text in. Again, I can increase the font size if I want, change the color, those kinds of things. If I want to upload an image, I just click on this, and it's going to say upload from your computer. You locate your picture on your computer and click open, and it'll put your picture in here. And then you can also, at that point when you have a picture in here, you can resize it, but you'll see how easy it is to do. And then that's how easy it is to add something. So that was an image plus text, but let's say you just wanted to add an image. You just determine where you want to put it. Let's say we wanted to put it under welcome to our website. There's an image, and then you would click on it and it would prompt you to find the image on your computer. If you want to delete an element, if you mouse over it and you look, up in the right hand corner there's X's and then it turns red and it says delete. I'm going to delete that picture, and I'm also going to now remove this too that I put up here for an example. Okay, so it's really easy to add things and delete things. So you can do a title which looks like this, and you just click and drag it, and then you would type in your text. You can do text, click, drag, image and text, image. You can do a gallery, which is really easy. Just click and drag, and then it'll say upload images, and then you will just select multiple images from your computer, and it'll create a gallery for you. A slideshow, map, contact form. Again, if you play with all of this, it's a lot to go over with in a video, but you'll see it's really self-explanatory to click, drag on something, and then follow the steps that it prompts you to take. You can figure it out pretty easy. Now this right here, this image, be careful not to delete this because, you know, we did design this. It's not as easy to put this back in. So this edit image you kind of want to leave alone. And this one over here too, it looks like text, but it's actually an image. It's white text that I made on a blue background so it would match this blue over here. That might not make sense, but just don't touch this and just don't touch that. And I would recommend, unless you want to remove the video, you don't touch this. Because those are the things that I did create and make. I do have copies where I could restore this for you, and I could, put it back up there, but it just is a little bit of an inconvenience for you if you remove this element, that element, or this element. But anything else, you feel free to play with it, change the text, the color, the size, anything that you want. If you want to change something on a different page, you simply go over here to the page that you want to modify. Like for instance, let's say you wanted to edit your services page. Click on services. It'll pull that page up, and then again you can edit anything that you want. You can click over here and you can edit the text. You can click over here, you can edit your picture. You can left justify it, right justify it, replace the image. It's pretty self-explanatory. You kind of click on it and then it gives you guidance as to what you can do after that point. So again, if you click on our gallery, you could then edit the gallery page. And this right here, as you know, has got multiple pictures. It's a slideshow is the option we used, where we clicked and we dragged it over here. Dragged it. We moved it. And then you can select, how you want it to look. We did this so there weren't any thumbnails. But if you wanted a different look, different slideshow look, you could select it and click continue. If you want to add more pictures to it, just click on it. And it's going to say add edit photos. And I clicked on that. You can drag it around if you want to click and drag if you want to change the order on how they play in the slideshow. If you want to add more photos, you just click add photos, and again it's going to prompt you to, just tell it where your photos are on your computer, and then you would click on that picture and click open, and it would put it in your slideshow options. You click save when you're done, and it'll add it to your slideshow on your website. So testimonials, I wanted to make sure I went over this with you. If you get a testimonial from a customer, say they send you an email with some great praise for your good work, you would come on in here and you would simply click on your testimonial page. And I have text boxes right now that says insert customer tutorials here, or comments. I don't know why I said tutorials. That's kind of funny. I'll copy that. But you would just click on here, delete this text, paste in the comments from your customer, and they will display nicely. Insert customer comments, not tutorials. I'm going to change this while I'm here. Okay, so it's pretty easy. Just click where you want it, the text to be, and put in what your customer said. And I just have a couple of pictures that I have put sporadically around the page just to add some visual media to the site. Again, I do have the rights to these pictures, so you don't have to worry about that. If you don't like them, again, just click on the delete when you mouse over it, and you can remove it. You can always add your own picture. If you have an actual picture of a client, again, you would do the image, drag it to where you want it on the page, and then you would just find that image on your computer and you could load it that way. So that's an option for you. Real quick while I'm here, if you remember, I just changed the text here. If you look, let me pull up your website. Okay. If you look right here at testimonials, see it still says, instead of testimonials, my typo, insert customer tutorials here. The reason why it isn't making my changes, and this is kind of a good thing because sometimes you can have an accident, when you make changes and you're playing around on this, it doesn't make the changes live. So you can really, go in and review what you're doing before you publish it to the internet. So I want these changes now to go live. I'm going to click this publish button. I'm going to close that out. And now it says your website has been published. If you click on this to see your website, it'll open up in a new browser window. So I want to see what it now looks like on diveonandpoolservices.com. I'm going to click on it, and again, in another browser window, it opens up. Now I'm going to go to my testimonial page, and I can see right here that it did make my changes, and now they're live. So just a little tidbit that, and you can just close this out, X right here. So you can get in here and you can play with things and you can change it, and you don't have to worry about it being real time. And then when you're ready to actually put this out on your site, you just click that publish, this orange button over here. Okay, and then next you have a blog, and what you would do is go to blog to open it up on this side of the page, and then you can click new post, and you're going to put a title for your post, like maybe you want to offer people, suggestions on chemicals or something like that. You can come up with some kind of a jazzy title, and then again you can just click, text and drag it over here, and then click in here and type your blog post. Tell people, what you want to share about pool chemicals and stuff like that. If you wanted to insert an image, again, you click, you drag the image, and you can put an image in with your little article. And then when you're ready to launch your article, you can go ahead and click the publish live. If you want to come back and edit it later, you would save it to drafts. But if you publish live, then on your blog page, it'll show your little article that you wrote, the information that you shared, any pictures or anything you put up. and you can start, creating a little archive type section here on your website full of great information for pool owners. So I'm going to just go ahead and delete this draft because I have nothing to say. So yes, I'm sure I want to delete this. Okay, and right now it currently will show Tim is the author of the blog. If you want to change that, you just click over here, you change the information. And again, if you want to change the blog settings, you can click on the blog settings, and it'll just, give you options as far as like comments and things like that. If you're familiar with the blog, you have the author, which would be you guys. You put up a post, and then people, when they find your website, they can post comments. You can approve them first, but then their comments and their feedback can be displayed right on the website automatically. So that's kind of nice. Location. Again, if I want to edit the location page of your website, I just click over here, and it now lets me edit anything. I could change your address, but there's no need. The location right here is simply this map tool. You just click it and you drag it, and then it gives you, this little thing right here that says put in the address. I've put in your address, and it automatically puts the map on your web page for you. So as you can see, it's really easy. Contact us. Again, you can change the pictures. You can put up a different picture. You can change your text. Just click anywhere you want. And here is the form where people can put in their name, their email, type in a comment, click submit, and I have it set up right now to go directly to your Yahoo email, so you'll get notified if anybody fills out this comment form on your website. And how you can verify this is if you click on the form, it'll say view entries, form options, and save. If we go to form options, you see right here, that's the email that it currently is being directed to. So you'll know if somebody writes you. View entries, I just clicked on that. Nobody has actually filled out this form and written you, but when they do, you'll have a little summary here if you ever need to go back, like say you're in your email and you delete whatever is sent to you from Weebly. You can always come here, click view entries, and you can still see what was submitted to you. So it's just kind of a little backup here. So just click save, and that's it. That's all of your pages. Now let's say you want to add a page. There's something else you can think of that you want. Maybe a little store. I don't know. Maybe eventually you want people to be able to buy chlorine or something online and you ship it. I don't foresee you doing something like that, but let's just say you want like a products page just for the sake of demo. You go up here to where it says pages and click pages. And you're always going to want this short header, so just make sure it's short header, but you just name your page. Actually, right now I'm on the home page, so we're going to go to add page, and we're going to do a standard page, short header, and then let's just name it products. And then we will do save and edit. And if you notice now, products has been added to your navigation bar. And it's been added down here at the bottom. Now let's say you don't like it, you can just click, hold your mouse down, and okay, well I'm wrong. I thought you could just click and drag from here, but what you can do is go to pages. You can definitely do it here. Click, hold, and drag it to where you want it to be. So let's say you want a products page right under services. You see how that works? I'm going to publish this just for a second, and I'll make sure that I remove it. If we view this, see right here you have a products page, and it's currently blank. So then what you would do is click, well, it's already on the products. Okay, but if you weren't, you'd click on it, and see now you can add your elements to design your page how you want. So you can add your title, you can add some text, You can put up an image. There's also a way to create like a little cart too in here. I don't remember where it's at, but if you want a products page for some reason, which I don't think you do, just let me know and I can always help walk you guys through how to create like a little online checkout cart kind of thing. So that's how you would create a page. That's how you would put the page in the navigation bar where you want it to be. Let's say you want a page that is like a subset. Like, for instance, under services, if you go there right now, you know, it has a list of things that you do. Let's say eventually you want a separate page for each one of these, and then it contains information about each thing, like a page about pool tiles, a page about salt systems. So you're going to want services and then some sub pages under services. So let's say I'm going to go to pages, but you know what? I'm going to change products to pool tile. Okay, and I'm going to save and edit that. Okay, so now it's pool tile, but I want it under services. So I'm going to go back to pages. I'm going to click on this and hold my mouse button down and see how it just kind of indents. I'm going to just indent it under the other page that I want it to fall under. I hope this makes sense. And then just click your publish, and I'll show you again what that looks like live. So now if I mouse over services, it gives me pool tile as an option for services. So you could do pages. Alright, so let's add another page, and let's do maintenance. Oh, I can't spell. Oh my goodness, I'm brain dead. So let's do something besides maintenance. Let's just put up cleaning. Okay, so I'm going to click save and edit. And I'm going to go back here to pages. And again, it put the cleaning down at the very bottom by default, but I'm going to click and drag it up, and I'm going to put it under services. And you can have an indefinite amount of them. And I want, again, to make these live, so I'm going to click publish, just to kind of show you what it looks like. And now under services, when I mouse over it, or when somebody mouses over it, it's going to show pool tile and cleaning. So that's how you can create sub pages on your website if you want to. But before I go much further, I'm going to delete these. If you want to delete a page, you click on the page you want to delete, so it's highlighted, and you'll see it up here under page name, and then just click the delete page and confirm that you want to delete it. So cleaning, delete page, and now I'm going to republish this here. So I get rid of those changes I just put up there. Okay, so see, you're back to normal. When you mouse over services, nothing pops up. So that's a real quick rundown, and I'm really sorry, but that shows you how to edit text, add photo galleries, those types of things, how to add a page, how to do any of those types of things. Just remember again, when you're in here, do not delete this, and on your home page, it's not a big deal if you delete this accidentally, this video, because if you click on the element itself, see how there's a box when I highlight over it with my mouse, when I hover over it? I'm going to click on this, and it says YouTube URL. You literally just put the URL back in to the video that I created for you guys, and this will reappear again on here, so it's really not that big of a deal. And these, again, if you accidentally delete this or this, I have them and I can resend them to you. Actually, I probably will just email them to you anyways, just so you have them. In case for some reason, you know, I ever got hit by a bus or something, you have it. So I think that's pretty much it. I mean, it's just, you know, basically playing around with this and getting familiar with it. Settings, if you click on this, I'm trying to think if there's anything that you really need to know in here. Let's see. Oh, again, if you were going to create a page where you can sell things, and you want to get into selling and shipping and things like that, you can do e-commerce. But again, I'm not going to get into it too much here because I don't foresee you doing that. But you can have a merchant account, and you can either use Google Checkout or PayPal. So there really isn't much in settings for you to go see. Let's see, build, design. Okay, and over here, right now, we're on the desktop view. So that means what you're seeing here is how it looks on a computer screen or a laptop or a desktop. If you click on this little cell phone looking thing, it's the mobile view. So let's click on here. This is how it looks like on a mobile device. So as you can see, you can kind of scroll down. You know, it formats everything nicely. A lot of the times when you go to a website that doesn't format it for a mobile device, you know, you have to pinch it together with your fingers to make it small so you can see the whole thing, or you have to, you know, spread it apart, or you have to, you know, scroll this way with scroll bars. So one of the reasons, like I said, I love this hosting provider is they do a really good job of making it look nice on your phone. But if you want to change how it is going to appear on a mobile device, it's pretty much the same thing. If you hover over something, you can change the information. You can delete the information. Just click and drag over information. And you know, you can modify it that way. So I'm going to go back here to the desktop view, and I do think that pretty much covers everything. But again, if you have any kinds of questions, just feel free to let me know, and I will help you with anything that I can. But that should be it. And let's see. To go back to the control panel, the dashboard, you have to exit out of this. So just go to Exit Editor. This is actually where you're at right now, is the place that, you know, edits your website. So exit the editor, and you go back to your main dashboard. And again, if you want to edit your website again, you just go into Edit. But you're back to the main page, and you can log out when you're finished. And that's it. So I know it's kind of a crash course, but I just wanted you to see how fairly simple this is. And again, it's another reason why I love this free service. First of all, you can't beat free. And second of all, you know, they help you with the search engines, so you're found in the search engines. And then they also format you nicely for mobile applications. And it's so easy to maintain and change. You don't need a graphic designer or anything like that. So I hope you find that this is a good solution for you guys. And again, if you need any help with anything, just please feel free to let me know. If you ever want any additional videos developed or created, feel free to let me know, and I can make some more media for your page, and you can easily link it to any page that you want. If you want any additional pictures or graphics designed specifically for your page, just let me know. I'll design something, and you can see how easy it is to actually just add it up there. Once it's designed, you know, you just click and you drag it and you put it right on your page. So that should be it, and thank you so much for letting me help you, Elaine. I really hope you guys like this.